Welcome back to all the crackers in the box. Hi, it's me, your friend Corey. We're going to do a little more yarn winding because I want to get this box taken care of today. And so that is my main goal. We're going to start with this little tiny mixed ball. And that is my organizing because I am so needing some organizing in my life. I'm really tired. I work a lot. And then I come home to just a cluttery mess. So that is one of my goals for this season, is to get some of this stuff done. So, really glad you're here today. And yeah, I gotta go find that ball. So, let's get yarn winding. Glad you're here. So, apparently these two pieces are not attached. I thought they were. So I dropped the ball and I'm just stuck with this one piece of yarn in my hand. Fantastic how that worked out, but that's okay. I'm just gonna tie that. Can you see? I've tied just a nice little... Okay, and dropped. Gonna grab my thingy bob and we're gonna wrap it through. Then we're going to go up here. Now I'm going to bring my leg back up because it was really comfortable doing it that way. My leg up here. I can brace my arm here. And we can get rolling. There we go. Pull that out. I like it rubbing on there. Make sure that's in nice and tight. No, we're already going into green. So this is just a little cake. Oh, now we're going to red. So this would be one I would definitely like start a middle of a blanket with, just because of the small changes in how quick they are. Oh, there goes a whole yarn cake. Just one moment here. All right, picked it up. Didn't smash my head, which is great. Flows around on the floor. It's pretty funny. But I'm not showing that because I don't have a lot of space to do that right now. But yeah, I just let it roll around because trying to put it in a container or anything like that, it just ends up popping right out of it because suddenly it'll bounce. So if I get a bounce, it might hit the tripod, and that is what it is. Green to orange. Love it. Just spinning right to the end. Get that orange. So yeah, I would start with that one in the middle of a blanket for sure, just because of those small color changes. And this one I would definitely consider using. Just because I have a couple people in the household that really like these color combos. Like this red would go with these colors really nice, like in between. Do a bunch of the multicolor ones. There we go. Tuck. Turn it over. Okay, and then we're going to pull you up. Just a teeny tiny little cake. There we are. And I want the top to be accessible for me. But when I do want to use it, it's a little loose on the bottom. But that does happen occasionally. Okay. Another one done. And now I'm going to go and grab one of these ones. Gonna have to untie that at some point here. Really does wrap around itself really nicely, doesn't it? Okay, down at the bottom. Back up here. Into the holder we go. And we're just going to go around. little bit of a tricky time because it is a fairly larger one. There we go. That's what I like to see. Getting through this stuff. Oh, I think I just hit the tripod. Sorry if that shook it. Definitely not what I'm trying to do. Quick pause for a deep cough. Love that for me. Oh, oh, lost it again. Just one moment, please. All right. So I need to find the end. Pop it down there. Kind of a pain when it does this, but you do what you gotta do, right? Looks like I might have torn. I don't know though. I don't know if it tore or if that's just the end of the yarn piece, because it does sure look like some of these were cut. So I'm thinking the person who made this before may have cut their yarn or something along that line, which is a-okay. I'll work around it. I'll dig it in. I'll weave those ends if I have to. On there, but we're just gonna get that off my plant because that's my succulent. One of them. I've got a few little plants over here doing a tiny little garden, and we'll see how that works out for me. I've already had to get rid of a couple that didn't work out, like my Venus flytrap. Too cold in here. We keep our house too cold for it, and we did not make it. But you know, whatever. And spider plants. I can't seem to grow spider plants anymore. I used to be able to. I just had a real gnarly one. Big, 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 big. But I don't know, the last few I've tried just did not do it. I tried 2 in the last couple months. I think my house is too cold. And we don't get a lot of good lighting in here, which is why I had to get a sunshine mimicking light bulb, which has really helped because I see a lot of new growth in some of them. The plants that have been here the longest. Well, here we are hitting up the end. Beautiful, beautiful. Getting there, getting there. Okay, that is a big cake of yarn. Good sized one. That's what I like to see. So I think because I'm running out of room beside me, I'm going to grab my container and then pop these into the container so I can start seeing what kind of space I need. There we go, and let's get that end. There it is. Okay. We're just tucking and tucking, and that is the end. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to grab out the container, which is here, still full of yarn balls, but we're going to move these guys over, and I'm just going to pop these ones in. So we're going to start with these two because they're pretty big. There we go. Oh, that way I have room for everything I need. I'm going to put you down here. And these definitely take up less space. Like, it doesn't look like it right yet, but I could barely get the lid on this one. You see how many balls are in there? But this is going to work out better for me in the long run. Now, we're going to grab another one. Okay. So I think we're going to take this guy here. I'm going to do some of this with this pretty red. I'm going to put that on the floor. We're on to our next batch. So I do know they make larger yarn winders. I am quite intrigued, but I don't use a lot of heavy yarn. I don't know how big of a yarn cake I want to make. So I am pretty undecided on that, but I hear it's really good for making way bigger cakes. Because I can only make the little ones with this one. My goodness, I don't like it doing that. Come on, all the way out. Pull on it. Good pull there. Now we're already into like the yellowish golden brown. I like that color. Be a good hair color for a doll. Oh, green. Oh, I love this green. This green. I remember this one. This is a green I really like. Definitely vibes with the oranges and reds. I love the red heart one again. This one. And back to an orange. Ooh, got a bit of a sage green in this one. There we go. And the ball's just flowing around my feet. Well, my one foot that's on the ground. The other one's up here on the chair. So I have somewhere to brace my arm. Finger burns there. Oh, careful there. And we're back to our yellow. There we go. That's looking a little messy down here. I don't know what happened there, but fabulous. We're just gonna unravel that a little bit. We're gonna go around again a couple more times. So yeah, this was before I really understood too much about weights and how you should keep them the same, but I did like the effect that this one had. We got a couple of these little small pieces, so we're just going to add these small pieces to it. I think we're going to do the orange first, just so I can get them on a ball, because I found these at the bottom. So we're just going to give it a little knotty knot. There we go, and the white will be the last bit. Oh, no, didn't want a knot, did you? Okay, around and around, around and around. Now, this should knot up quite nicely. There we go. Tighten that up a little. Pull that. There we go. And there we are. Putting that orange on there. So this one's probably going to be a bit of a sloppier one, just from looking at the red down there and how it's hanging out. That happens occasionally, especially when I start going fast. That's what I have found, and that's okay. I guess it'll be fine. I don't see this one sticking around all that long, because I think I already know what I want to do with it. There we go. Perfect, and we're just going to tuck, 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 and then pull that, gently pull that right off. And see, that's a little bit on the messy side. We're just gonna go like that. Well, that'll be a problem later, but that's another day's problem. Tomorrow's me will curse today's me. That's okay. I'm fine with that. I curse myself constantly, so, you know, whatever. And caked. Yay. Alright, now we're red. There's the end. Okay. Gonna just try to undo this knot here. There we go. Down there. on ripping through that one. Definitely getting a lot of lint. I'm going to have to wipe this all down when I'm done. But that does happen sometimes with some of these older yarns. They definitely will start to shed a little. Because I want it to be a cake so I can put it away. Half my battle here is to make a comfortable crafting area, and like a lot of this corner I'm really looking into ditching, changing it up, and making it a little more workable. Something I could actually use, because I don't feel like I can use this corner very much. And it's kind of a waste. And I'm just gonna keep on spinning and spinning and spinning until we spin some more. There we go. Ball's almost done, so I'll be back in just a quick second. Tiny ball on the floor. I'll take care of that. Pop that down there. Then we're going to, we're going to go a little bit further because these ends are really, really bad. And we're just going to knot it up. I think my best bet is going to have to be pairing this one up with another younger yarn, so to speak. And that's the best way of putting it, because it is a much, much older yarn. I have no idea how old it is, but this blanket had seen some stuff, that's for sure. And so I want to make sure we do this right. There we go. And there we go. Very end of that one. There we are. So we're pretty close to being about halfway through what I need to do in that one bin, not including the other ones, and the bag. I got a bag full of vintage stuff that I got fairly recently, and I really need to put it in a container. I don't want it just sitting in that little bag. Anyways, thanks for joining me here today at All the Crackers in the Box, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.